For anyone living the dream, it's a necessity to have that go-to for hard-to-find high-end spirits and luxury gifts. The Bourbon Concierge is the best ticket in town to finding and obtaining some of the rarest bottles in the world, including collectibles that date back in history and even ones from before Prohibition. Did you know that in 1964, our U.S. Congress resolved that bourbon is a distinctive product of the U.S. and that no whiskey made outside the U.S. can be labeled or described as bourbon? Yeah, it's a thing. Technically, bourbon is America's only native spirit. The Bourbon Concierge deals with the fine taste of luxury, and bourbon is just the start, and probably why connoisseurs throughout the world seek out this luxury indulgence through the exclusive world of the Bourbon Concierge.
The Bourbon Concierge was founded by a group of industry experts, distilled spirits enthusiasts, and successful entrepreneurs just 5 years ago in our nation's capital of Washington, D.C., with the goal of becoming the premier luxury spirits marketplace in the United States. The brand was founded with a heavy focus on the booming American whiskey market, but quickly expanded into luxury brands of Scotch, Japanese whiskey, tequila, and other fine spirits alike. Headed up by Craig Lyman, the president and head of spirits archaeology, the Bourbon Concierge takes the refinement of taste to a new level of luxury.
My name is Craig Lyman. I'm the president and head of spirits archaeology at the Bourbon Concierge and one of the founding partners here at our sister company, the Fountain Inn. So what's actually enabled us to create an amazing selection of high-end spirits, our background being passionate whiskey enthusiasts before we opened up the business. So we were acquiring products like this for our own personal consumption prior to the Bourbon Concierge being open. So what that's allowed us to do is curate selections and products such as the most popular on the market, which is the Pappy Van Winkle lineup, the other products from Buffalo Trace, their antique collection, Elmer T. Lee, the Colonel E.H. Taylor collection, the Weller collection, as well as Blanton's. But we have lots of other great products here too, such as the Old Fitzgerald lineup from Heaven Hill, the Parker's Heritage collection, Boss Hog from Whistle Pig. But we also carry not just American whiskey, we carry Japanese whiskey and Scotch. So we have plenty of Macallan, Yamazaki, Hibiki, and also the two most popular tequilas on the market today, which are Clase Azul and Fortaleza. We've also recently launched our own two brands out of our distillery in Virginia, Hunt Country Bourbon and Concierge Spirits, which you can exclusively find here at the Bourbon Concierge and our distillery.
This incredible selection gives way to some of the rarest and most vintage bottles in the world, giving every customer who is seeking out the luxury of high-end bottles or extremely rare, old, valuable, or collectible bottles a one-of-a-kind white glove experience.
We have an incredible selection of rare and old whiskeys here. So right down here, we have an entire selection of whiskey that was bottled by the American Medicinal Spirits Company. That's actually what allowed America to bottle whiskey during Prohibition, as they classified it for medicinal use rather than for just alcohol consumption. But our oldest bottles are actually these two old Overholts here, one distilled in 1904 and one distilled in 1908. They were bottled by the Mellon family, which owned the distillery at that time. They were never actually sold on the public market. They were only ever given out as gifts to friends, family, property caretakers. But our rarest bottle that we have is actually this one-of-one very extra old Fitzgerald. This very extra old Fitzgerald was distilled in 1955, and it was bottled in 1971, which is an unusual age statement for the very old Fitzgerald lineup, as 16 years. It was actually inscribed on the bottom of it that it was bottled expressly for C. Howard Hardesty. It was actually for his son. It was a 16th birthday gift with the intention of him drinking on his 21st birthday, as it says, on his 21st birthday, March 13th of 1976. So this is a one-off bottle that was distilled under the tutelage of Julian Van Winkle, who created Sitzel Weller, the most sought-after whiskey recipe of all time. And this retails for $100,000. Truly a luxury item.
With unmatched product selection, service, and knowledge, the Bourbon Concierge has grown significantly, sporting their own private distillery in Virginia and achieving the ultimate goal of high-end status through their online store, boutique, brick-and-mortar store, and now by offering luxury tasting experiences at their high-end tasting lounge, which can be found just a short walking distance from their brick-and-mortar store in Georgetown.
Yeah, over the last decade, the entire spirits portfolio, but the whiskey market has changed a lot. And it's moved from a consumption-based market into what the wine market established a long time ago, which was people collecting and investing in those particular bottles. So we have a large variety of customers that actually buy for collection and investment. Knight Frank, which is an international research company, has a luxury goods segment. And over the last 10 years, they've shown that the luxury whiskey market has increased by 280%. So we have collections that will never be opened, will never be used for consumption, and are sitting there purely as an investment.
To learn more or inquire on a rare vintage with the experts, visit thebourbonconcierge.com or call 202-996-8060, thebourbonconcierge.com.